Good morning and happy Easter. The U.S. crew member who was missing in southwestern Iran after his F-15 fighter jet was shot down has been rescued. The successful extraction was announced by President Trump overnight on Truth Social. The president simply said, "We got him," before providing new details that dozens of U.S. military aircraft were used to retrieve him as U.S. leadership tracked his location. It was a daring operation that included hundreds of U.S. forces racing against the clock to rescue the crew member. Fox News has learned that after the fighter jet was shot down on Friday, the weapons systems officer hiked to an elevated mountain ridge where he hid and waited for retrieval. The pilot of the jet was rescued by U.S. Special Forces on Friday, but President Trump said they waited to confirm as to not jeopardize this second operation. The president added, quote, "This is the first time in military memory that two U.S. pilots have been rescued separately deep in enemy territory." The IDF said they avoided striking this area as American planes and helicopters flew at a low altitude, hoping to find any sign of the service member. Israeli forces, however, ramped up airstrikes over the weekend in other areas, targeting Iran's petrochemical plants. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu added this about the operation.
I promised you that we would continue to crush the terrorist regime in Tehran, and that is exactly what we are doing. After we destroyed 70% of their steel production capacity, which serves as raw material for their weapons, today we struck the petrochemical plants.
While Israel went on the offensive, they also took numerous incoming ballistic missiles over the weekend. Despite mostly hitting civilian targets in Israel, Iran has threatened to ramp up attacks with newer, more advanced missiles.
All right, so it's good news. I'll say it's good news that both pilots were rescued, because as of yesterday, I wasn't sure. There was only one pilot that was rescued, but now they're confirming that both pilots have been rescued. I haven't seen any counter argument from the Iranians to say they've captured the pilot, so it's good news that they have captured or they have rescued both. But remember, there are always two sides. Or you can argue that there are three sides to every war. So there's the side of one person fighting the war, let's call the country A, the side of country B, and then C, which is the truth. At the end of this war, we'll find out what was real and what wasn't real. Of course, we're reacting in real time to what's happening. Loss of lives are never something to be celebrated, to be honest. And I wish everyone a happy Easter.